I got to talk about. Oh, dude, I don't know, man. We're talking about Superman. You saw it.
Yeah. I have a pre-written review here, so you can go ahead and give your review, and then I have an
No, no.
untainted one, or I
You
could
you go
say mine
first.
first. Okay.
I
So,
gotta hear what you.
so you kept it vague with me, but I can tell you didn't like the movie. But I watched it. I have my own opinion on it, and um, here,
Zero.
here, here is the review I wrote on. I think it's 9 out of 10 stars. Honestly,
No, Malachi, you're breaking my heart.
I call every movie nine
God
out of ten stars, but Superman was
damn
okay.
it.
But here's my review. I wrote this July  25th, so untainted by any of this interaction.
Okay, okay. I'm like,
Superman was good, but I always get uncomfortable when a movie sells me a feeling that is generally lacking in the real world. In this case, the feeling of justice being served was almost too saccharine and optimistic for the times, but I guess people probably need that right now to some extent. That was the review I wrote a week ago.
hmm. Okay, so I, I agree with you to an extent. So
Okay.
here's what I feel. Um, because I've been looking at other people reviewing and stuff, and I I do agree that there are some interesting elements to the story, like the hyper rich billionaire Lex Luthor is corrupt and evil, and like Superman, he's ultimately powerful, like beyond powerful, but all he wants is good. You got Lex Luthor, who's a nobody loser wimp piece of shit, but he has power among the social cultural system and
Yeah.
has that influence. He's an influence. And then like Superman, physically super powerful, culturally, socially, he gets attacked. You know, all the comments, the bullshit online.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I think you
The
might.
monkey
Oh
bots.
no, no, no. I stop. I got a full stop. I think that the story is interesting, but it was way. I Here I have this precious little story, right? And I'm trying to like admire it, and cute little story. But I got all these distractions, like the visuals, the music, the acting. Some of the He saves this like squirrel.
Yeah.
Like the physics of this building is tipping over, and he just like it. One of the things that takes me out of the reality of the story is when they break the rules of the story or break the rules of physics. If a building is falling and you hold it, like imagine you trip and fall, like you trip and fall, and someone tries
Yeah.
to catch you
Yeah.
with a couple of needles. You like the because I studied
Just a good way of
right
putting it. Yeah. Yeah.
because like I studied engineering in college,
Yeah.
and so I see something that like the physics doesn't make sense. Like sure, Superman can fly. They've established that rule in part of the story, but construction of building and like the dominoes like
Yeah.
of
I
buildings. Oh my
yeah.
god, dude! It's I the
I should have had a
care of
feeling that was one of the big problems you had, because that's one point where I was like, what's going on here?" And because I remember I'm like a big like anti-truther, right? I don't like conspiracies like at all, and I get really like not necessarily hostile with people, but I know my shit, and so like 9/11 truthers, I always come at them with like it looks like a controlled demolition and it falls that fast because the building lost its composure and it collapses down.
yeah.
It collapses down at a free fall. And buildings, if they were all collapsing like that, they wouldn't be like dominoing across the whole city.
Yes, yes, dude.
Yeah.
That's like I mean
I even made a
I
joke
don't.
in the movie theater to my sister about this. I was like, "Thank God there was nobody in any of those buildings."
Yeah, dude. I know. I was see like shit like that because they're fleeing the city and like obviously thousands of people would be dying, but then Superman stops a whole building to save that one person who's sitting in a car. Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
It's an insult to my intelligence. You get that? You
Yeah.
get that? It's like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. You're a stupid dumb shit, and you're gonna buy this.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy a ticket for it. So here's where I'm gonna leave it. I love the story of Superman and Lex Luthor, but the execution was a big fat fucking F. F
Yeah.
minus piece of shit garbage movie. The tear in the
Yeah.
okay, at one point, one time I almost lost my shit. Superman is in the anti-proton river, which an anti-proton is just an electron, but he's in the pocket universe in the anti-proton river, and he's got an alien baby in one hand. He's got a dog pulling him out because like he can't muster
He
his
can't,
way
like,
out.
fly out.
Oh, don't forget about the Element guy who's shooting a rocket out of his asshole, and he's going into a black hole. But wait! Superman remembers, I've got a super breath. And he blows his way out of the fucking black hole. How stupid. Oh my god, dude. Zero, man.
Yeah.
I can't
It's-
with that.
I get that. That's funny because I have to admit I was distracted by a lot of like the feel goodiness to notice like how bad the Deus Ex Machina functioned in the movie. Except for like the tear really bothered me too, especially when it comes back, because like the amount of damage that this would have caused just going forever. And there's a point in the time like they act like it's really important for like the second quarter of the movie. It's like really important that this rip happens, and then after the rip happens and goes through the city, they just stop talking about it, and it's not a big
Well,
deal because they're dealing with other shit. Like
Also, like the rip in the universe is happening, and then they're just like, oh wait, hold on, let me just program it. Zip back.
Yeah.
Dude, I also, what was Mr. T?
Mr. Terrific.
Terrific, dude. His like mask, it was like weird. I was uncomfortable with it. I'm like, it was like felt like blackface of a black person doing blackface. I don't know, like he had black lipstick.
Yeah.
It was
I
so-
think it's just to look as much like the comic book character as possible.
Oh,
And maybe the comic book
okay.
character, there's a good chance it's drawn by white guys a lot of the time. So maybe some of
Okay,
those
hold on,
features
I
are
get it.
exaggerated, you know? I mean, they did a Black Thor, and it was pretty offensive.
Okay. Well, so I pulled up the images. I see that it's close to the comic book, so that saves that. But I was like, this is kind of weird. It's just like
what
big
the fuck's up with
fat
this guy's face?
black T on his face. I don't know.
Yeah, it's it has a lot of functional problems with that stuff. I guess you're right.
All right, dude.